Rockefeller, Carnegie, Morgan, Ford, Vanderbilt. These are all names you're probably familiar with, not just because of the wealth they created while they were living, but because of their ability to pass it on from one generation to the next. You see, their names will never be forgotten because their children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and so on will continue to benefit from their wealth with almost no chance of it ever going away because it continues to grow. So, how did they do it? Trusts. That's right. By properly creating a series of trusts, they were able to virtually eliminate taxes and protect their assets, while being able to build, live, and leave a legacy, all at the same time. This is exactly why MWR has created our Trust My Assets program. Before now, trusts, the knowledge of how they work, and their benefits have typically been limited to just the wealthy elite. Why? Because most experts charge tens of thousands of dollars to structure them properly, eliminating the masses. Most wealthy families only pass this information on to other family members, and the average consumer typically doesn't have access to the experts needed to structure them properly. However, thanks to MWR, you now have access to all the trusts you'll need, experienced experts to structure them properly, and you'll now be able to enjoy the benefits at a price you can afford. In the words of Nelson Rockefeller, your goal should be to own nothing but control everything. Trust My Assets gives you the ability to do just that, providing the maximum amount of protection for your assets against creditor collections, lawsuits, judgments, liens, and a whole lot more. What you don't own can never be taken from you. And with Trust My Assets, your trusts will now own your assets, but you still have total control over all of them. But that's not all. Taxes are our biggest expense as Americans, and believe it or not, our tax system in the U.S. is completely voluntary. However, once you complete that first W-4 for your first job, you volunteered to participate, and the only way out is through trusts. This is a key benefit of being in business with MWR. Think about it. W-2 employees pay the highest taxes of 28 to 37%. We help them become business owners to reduce that tax liability down to 18 to 22%. We then help them become investors to reduce the tax on that income down to 10 to 15%. And last but not least, we help them establish trusts so they can shift their tax liability to their trust at a rate of 0 to 5%. Imagine making $100,000 per year, and instead of giving $20,000 to $30,000 or more to the IRS, you are able to only have to pay $5,000 or less. What would you do with that extra money year after year? These are just a few of the many ways Trust My Assets can benefit you and your family. However, one of the most important benefits is your ability to pass your legacy on from one generation to the next, without ever having to worry about your family dealing with probate or taxes on the assets you leave behind. If your ultimate goal in life is to leave an inheritance to your children's children, then Trust My Assets gives you everything you need to make it happen. So, what are you waiting for? Get back to the person that provided you with this information and find out how MWR can help you trust your assets today.
Or your personal Facebook page if you want. I'll give you guys a chance to go do that. Uh-oh, hold on. All right, sorry about that. Have your timer go off. And now we are ready to go. So let me set this up for you guys. For the last 3 days and the next 2 days, we're calling this final exam week. This is a play on words, of course, because the children, the kids, the teenagers are graduating from college. You got some coming out of high school. You got some going from middle school to high school. You got some going from elementary school to middle school. So it's a lot of fun right now. So we decided to have graduation week or final exam week for adults. But in Extra Digit, we use money and how to get your money back, how to get your cash flow up, the rules of the wealthy that they never teach you in schools. And we just use these basic sheets to fill in these blanks and show people that the proof is in the pudding. So not only do we teach you using our wealth worksheets, but we bring people on the Zoom from Extra Digit who are experiencing the results from the actual worksheet. So this is not a bunch of talk. It's not a bunch of hype. It's not a bunch of fluff. These are real people getting real results. So let me give you a quick recap. Day one, we talked about stop leaving money on the table. A lot of people leave money on the table because they're taught that budgeting is how you get wealthy. Whether you want to go to Chevron versus Shell, Sprint versus Verizon, AT&T versus T-Mobile. Should I pack my lunch or should I eat out? All of that's cool, but that's called budgeting. The money you're leaving on the table is the money that most people never consider, and that's their federal taxes, because you were taught to ignore that. Property taxes, state taxes, ad valorem taxes, sales taxes, capital gain taxes, inheritance taxes, luxury taxes. This country will tax you to death if you don't understand the rules of the game. So what we do is teach you how to stop leaving the one tax that you can control, your federal taxes. Stop leaving that money on the table. That was day one. If you missed it, you need to go see that, because that's what starts the spiral in a good way, the cycle of you getting out of debt, which was day number 2. See, once you look at your Form W-4 that we talked about on day number 1, and once you learn that re means again, and fund means money, and a tax refund is not your friend, and once you get your money throughout the year, you could go to day number 2 and pay off these credit cards, pay off these student loans, pay off these car notes. See, the government got you in debt, so they should get you out of debt. Once you understand that, you'll see how day 1 and 2 tie together. And we showed you the power of getting your revolving debt knocked out. Well, this is day 3. Let's keep on going up. And I'm gonna show you what the banks do with your money that you need to start doing with your money. And we're gonna show you guys how we become the bank, and how a lot of us on this Zoom are actually our own bank. The most powerful concept hidden in plain sight, right up under your nose. So with that being said, all I'm telling you guys is this. We got 2 more days of this, 3 more, including today. Today, tomorrow, and Thursday, that'll be day 5. So you are on day 2 of 5. Our website, extradigitmovement.com, the homepage now has all the replays on it as well. The person who invited you to this Zoom can also give you more information on how to become part of our Extra Digit Movement, our mobile app where all this stuff is housed, MWR Financial, who does all this work for you. Just a powerful, positive group of people whose time has come. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a special guest today. This young lady, I got a ton of respect for. I've known her for over a decade. If there was a heart that you could draw and that would become like the perfect picture of what it means to be a caring person, it will be this individual. But here's the difference with her. Her heart is huge, but she don't play when it comes to her money. I've never seen a person that is the epitome of, I can help save the world and I'm the sweetest person you know, but I'm about my business and I'm about my finances. She is a 4-figure per month residual earner. That means she earns non-wage income to the tune of 4 figures per month. She's one of our organization's best kept secrets on the planet, and she has a heart of gold. She's a ton of fun. I've traveled the world with this young lady. I've been to Africa with this young lady. I went to Egypt with this young lady. I've been to South Africa with this young lady, and she's just one of our crew members that can just get up and go whenever she feels like it. So I grab on her coattail. Y'all do me a favor, give it up. Audio for Miss Gail Andrews. Come off mute for me, please.
Yes, Gail, let's go.
What's up,
Let's
Gail?
go, Gail. You got this,
Shit.
girl.
Gail.
Gail is about freedom, options, and choices. Gail, come back off mute with everybody else. Gail, I forgot, man. We've been to Africa twice, huh?
We went twice, yeah.
We went twice. Okay. Now haven't been up to Iceland yet. I'll let you have that one. And I'm not a big fan of Paris either. They can kind of kick rocks. But wherever you going next, I'm with you. You ready?
We're going to Australia.
We're going to Australia. We got a lot going on, man. Guys, that's what this is about. So you want to hang with your rich friends. When you have freedom, options, and choices, this is the kind of stuff that this business can do. So if you're brand new, let your hair down, let your guard down. We're going to have some fun. So Gail, I'm going to pull the slide up. We're going to talk today about the banker's secret. Would you agree that the banks keep this formula from most people?
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is a good one. And the order is perfect because, yeah, when you come out of debt, we got something for your money.
We got somewhere for you to put your money. So Gail, real quick, why do you think they hide this stuff from us? Why is this education not taught in schools? Why would the bank not show everybody this?
Well, I think, Brian, because, well, first of all, let me say thank you for allowing me to share this platform with you. I think it's amazing that you're sharing wealth principles with everyone. But yeah, I think that they hide this because the bank is a business, just like other businesses. And it's all about them making a profit and making money. And they really don't care about you except what you can do for them.
That's it. That's right. It's a business and they got products. See, Gail, people don't look at it that way. They don't look at the savings account as a product, like how how McDonald's will give you a fry and say, do you want to upsize it? Right? That's what the banks do too. They don't realize that your checking account, you want to add bounce protection. That's an upsize. They don't understand your savings account. You want the monthly fee to be waived. See, these are products. So when you understand that the bank is a business and they're not your friend, and you understand that you need to be doing what they're doing, you're gonna get wealthy. Now, Gail, we're gonna give them 3 advantages, and I'm gonna pull the sheet up and let you rock and roll. I want everybody to write this down. We're going to give you 3 advantages on the banker's secret, and we're going to show you that even with these 3 advantages, most people still struggle. 3 advantages. Advantage number 1, you are only 29 years old, so you have youth, right? You have youth on your side. You're young is your first advantage, and I'm going to show you what's still going to happen if you're not careful. Advantage number 2, we're going to give you $10,000. And I'm gonna show you what's still gonna happen if you're not careful. You're 29 years old, you got 10 grand. Advantage number 3, we're gonna give you a high interest rate. High meaning higher than inflation. And we still gonna show you what's gonna happen. So Gail, by the time you break down these 3 advantages and people still struggling, now you're gonna see why you have to listen to the things we tell you. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, Gail, I'm gonna pull this up because my sheet didn't have the advantages on it. So I want to go over that real quick. Gail, talk to us. What do we have here? Let's put people in 3 different categories.
Okay, so the first person we're going to start with is Felicia Fargo. And you know what? I can't really see that screen.
You can't see that screen?
Hey, let me start at the top. I can.
I'll tell you what, I can make you host. You got your own slot? You want me to make you host and you pull it up? You feel better?
Nope, I'm good right here.
Do it this way?
Do it this way. Yeah.
Okay.
The banker's secret is the use of the rule of 72. That's what they call it. That's just a mathematical equation that tells you how long it will take for your money to double. And in the way you do the formula is 72 is divided by whatever interest rate your money is earning, wherever it is. And that tells you how long it takes for your money to double. And so we're going to have 3 people, Felicia Fargo, Linda Liberty, and the bank. So Felicia Fargo is earning 4%. Her money is clearly not in the bank because you know you don't get that much in the bank, but let's just say it's in the bank. And she's earning 4%. So her money is going to double every 18 years because we divided 72 by 4. The 4 is the 4%, and you get 18.
Okay,
So
freeze, because my sheet is tripping and I pulled up a bad form. So let me stop you real quick because I want to do this for the app. I want you on recording, and I want this to be a flawless overview. Hold on. So let me do something. Y'all just bear with us 1 second because we're gonna edit this up and we're gonna record it. I don't know why that just happened. Hold on. So Gail, while we're doing this, I want you to do a quick pivot. I want you to talk about that formula, I want you to repeat it for those who missed it. And the rule of 72, you're going to take the 72 and divide the interest rate into it. Am I right?
Correct.
Okay, so break that down one more time. What are you doing with the math?
Yep, so 72 is the rule of 72, so you're always using that number, and you divide the interest rate, whatever you're earning on your money, depending on what vehicle you put it in. Once you divide that number by 72 or into 72, that gives you how long it's going to take for your money to double. And then in this case, it's the 10,000. That was the first advantage that everybody has.
Okay, so the first advantage is the fact that we're young with money.
Yes.
But there's two advantages. We're young and we got money, right? Okay.
That's our rates of return.
A high rate of return, exactly. All right, here we go. Here's the better one. So I'm gonna pull this up. I'm gonna start from scratch because I want to try to have this recording in the app. Here we go. So Gail, start with the formula. Hold on. Okay. So we got three people. Now it's not labeled on her sheet, but the first person you're gonna call who, Gail?
Called her Felicia Fargo.
That's Felicia Fargo. So
Yes.
Felicia getting 4%. The middle person is who?
Linda Liberty
And the 12% person is who?
Bank.
All right. So the formula is at the top. You take the interest rate and you do what?
Divided by 72, and it tells you how long, that tells you how long it takes for your money to double.
Okay, so let's go. 4 goes into 72. How many times?
18 times.
It's
So
on you.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I said it's on you. Go ahead.
Okay, so yep, so Felicia Fargo is getting 4%, which means her money is going to double every 18 years. And remember, she started with $10,000. She's 29 years old. So we add 18 to 29, she'll be 47 years old when her money doubles. And that's because we added 18 to 29, it gave us 47. And she'll have $20,000 in whatever vehicle she invested her money in. So for that money to double again, we add another 18 to that 47. That gives us 65 years. She'll be 65 years old, and she will then have $40,000 in the bank. So Felicia's money doubled 3 times, and by the time she retires, she'll have $40,000 in the bank. And Felicia's probably pretty sad because go back to work, right?
So the question becomes, and this is what we got to ask everybody, Gail. Gail, you tell me, is $40,000 enough to retire on at 65? That's my question.
Absolutely not.
So what we're saying is she was young, she did everything right. Her money obviously is not in the bank because she's getting 4%. So somebody told her at least about a little bit of something, and she's still only gonna have 40 grand. Is that what you tell me?
Well, that's what happened.
And inflation is way more than 4%. So technically she's hustling backwards because grapes and groceries and daycare and nail care and healthcare and car insurance and rent and mortgages and interest rates are going up. But her income when you retire is usually flatlining. So your savings or you're investing at 4%, that 40 grand is really about $28,000. And you're supposed to live off that in 40 years. Yeah, do you know that's most Americans?
Unfortunately, it is.
That's most Americans. Now the middle person, Gail, a friend of theirs said, I got something better for you. We got a higher percentage.
Yes, Linda Liberty said, I'm going across the street where they give you 6% on your $10,000. So Linda's 29 years old, just like Felicia was. She started with $10,000, but her interest rate is 6%. So 6 divided by 72, 72 divided by 6 is 12. So Linda's money is going to double every 12 years. So we start at 29 again, and when we add 12 to it, that's 41 years old. And for Linda's money, Linda will have $20,000 when she's 41 years old, which is better. And then we add 12 to her 41 again, and she's 53 years old, and her money will have doubled to $40,000. So she's 53 with her 40,000, where Felicia was 65 at 40,000. But we can keep going with Linda. We add 12 more years to her age, and she'll be 65 years old, ready to retire with $80,000. So she has twice as much as Felicia had, but with inflation and everything else that Mr. B just talked about, $80,000, you'll be in a little bit better of a position, but it's really still not enough to retire on.
And people miss this, Gail. 4%, 6% doesn't sound like a big deal, does it?
It does.
But look how much younger she is. Let's before we get to 65, she was 53 with 40,000, whereas at 4%, the first young lady was 65 with 40,000. So that 2% interest, this shows you something that the banks don't understand. So we think it's, I mean, banks understand, but we don't. We think it's small. She's like 12 years younger with the same money.
Amazing.
That's what people miss. Now, she still can't do much with 80 grand at 65. I think people forgot the advantages, Gail. Let's break them down again. You give them one, I give them one. One advantage they had was what?
They are young. They're 29 years old when they're starting this program.
They did everything right. They started young. My advantage is they got 10 grand. I don't know about y'all. A lot of 29-year-olds don't have 10 grand. And then the third advantage, Gail, they got high what?
High rates of return.
And they still broke.
Still broke.
This is most Americans. This is why we get upset. This is why we're so passionate in our team. We giving you 10 grand, we putting you in your 20s, and we giving you 6%, and you still not gonna make it. Gail, people on this Zoom right now, people watching the replay right now, people on Facebook right now, they're getting 1% at the bank. That means their money's gonna double every 72 years. Because you gotta put one, you gotta divide 1 into 72, and the answer tells you how long it take your money to double. So at the bank, you'll be 144. Okay. Yeah, and then you had $2. Right. You'll be 144 and your dollar will be $2. So what's the point? Gail, break down scenario 3. This is where you have to put your money in vehicles that produce this type of return. Watch the difference. What we got?
Exactly. So in the third column, we have the bank. So Felicia had 4%, Linda had 6%. The bank is getting 12% on, it's really your money. But when you divide 72 by 12, the bank's money is doubling every 6 years.
Yes.
So at the age of 29, we gave him $10,000. And just to back up a little bit, Brian, you know, the reality is no one's giving us $10,000. So we're really starting in the hole. But that was the advantage. So the bank has $10,000 at 29 years old. We add 6 to that, and that's 35 years old, and the money doubles to $20,000. At 41 years old, the bank has $40,000. Remember, Felicia had $40,000 when she was 65.
Yes.
The bank is 41 years young. At 47, because we added $6 more, the bank's money doubled to $80,000. Linda ended at 65 with $80,000. The bank is just 47 and going strong. Add 6 more years to that, 53 years old, $160,000. The bank is now a 6-figure earner. From 10,000, add 6 years to that, the bank at 59 years old has $320,000. Somebody's not going to get a part-time job. And finally, at 6 more years to that, 65 years old, the bank ends up with $640,000, over $500,000, because of a 6% more interest rate than Linda Liberty had. It is unbelievable. This is just mind-blowing.
It's mind-blowing. So what we tell people is putting your money in the bank is a $600,000 mistake. It's a $600,000 mistake. The difference between the bank's 12% is $640,000 they make. And people miss this connection, Gail. They gave you 4%. So they gave you $40,000. They kept the $600,000. So they made $640,000, and they had a nerve to look you in the eye and tell you, we're going to give you 4% on your mutual fund or your CD. And they act like they're doing you a favor. They don't tell you that they made 12, they made $600,000 off your 10,000. Yeah, that's called arbitrage. That means the bank can loan your money 10 times and keep doubling it, double, 640. give you 40 and keep the 600 and do it all over again. That's happening all day, every day. So people in extra digit wonder why we have so much posture. Gail, we're the only ones that talk about this stuff all the time. Our children understand it. Our grandchildren understand it. We meet once a week about it. We do simple worksheets like this so you can say, you know what? I need to be part of that group. Now, where are they getting the 12% from? Gail, have you seen people on our team, people in our organization change their lives with these returns?
I can tell you my personal story.
Break it down.
We have vehicles in extra digit where you can get 12% or more. I personally had a private reserve account, and in my first year, I earned well over 12%. And I mean, so this is the norm for us. And it's really tragic to see that, you know, people are just doing what their parents did, and parents can only tell you, you know, what they know. But when you know better, you have to do better, because we can get on the other side of money, and we have the vehicle that'll get you there. So yeah, I personally am my own bank, and I get well over 12% on return on my money.
Love it. I love it. I love it. And Gail, you're retired, living the life, traveling the world. This is the kind of stuff that we can, and she did it early. She retired early, guys. I mean, look at her. You know, she don't look nowhere near retired. So do me a favor, guys. Raise your virtual hand if you have a DCA or a private reserve account. You've actually become the bank. So people that are in our organization who may be watching live or watching the replay can hear what that means. Raise your hand and give me your success story. Hey, Miss Colbert, talk to me. Come off mute. Miss Colbert going once.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hey, Miss Colbert, what does it feel like to be your own bank these days?
It actually feels amazing. I've been with the program not that long. Got the DCA. Will be debt free in about 8 months, which is amazing. So about to get the privatized bank. The organization has just been amazing. We have done the instant pay raise. Me and my husband. We brought my mom on board. Bills down, everything that you're talking about, everything that MWR has discussed is like the truth. Like, I just cannot not be excited about it and tell people about it, because I've only been in this business with the organization for a month, and I have seen so much change already. I mean, you just look at everything differently. You look at houses different. You look at everything, because I am creating that future that I once thought that wasn't possible. So I am truly, truly thankful to be a part of this organization.
Hey, thank you so much. I love a new, fresh testimony, Ms. Colbert. We appreciate you. Brian Woods, did you raise your hand earlier? You got a private reserve account or a DCA? Come off mute. Talk to me. How does it feel now that you've become your own bank? For those who don't know, DCA means diversified cash flow account. A PRA is a private reserve account. It's like a DCA on steroids for long-term retirement. These are the things that our experts at our company will show you how to do. Tonight is just a soft introduction to show you that these returns do exist. Mr. Woods, how has your life changed?
Hey, how you doing out there today, Brian?
I'm good, man.
Awesome, man. I'll tell you what, for me, man, it was a real game changer, because I got in this organization prior to me, retiring from the military. And of course, like some people, I used to put my money deep off into TSP, CDs, saving bonds and stuff like that. But what I didn't realize, that my money was not compounding like it was in the private reserve account. I can tell you right now, I have been on my journey since 2006, being conscious about wealth. But when I got this private reserve account, it changed the dynamics, that I was able to save 4 figures every single month since I started it. And I'm telling you, this is going to have my family in a whole different position. Because, man, I got 5 kids, and what I'm doing right now is not for me; it's for them. Because my lifestyle is already already taking care of my current lifestyle. So this is for my future lifestyle. And I can tell you right now, the education and the system alone got me on a whole nother level. That's why I don't do a lot of talking about my testimony, because it's speaking for itself. Everything is unfolding before my eyes. And I just hope that my kids follow my footsteps and know that what I'm doing is not for me, because I'm going to be taken care of forever. And I'm trying to set it up for them. Yeah.
I love it. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Guys, listen, before we go, I told you, man, this is day 3. If you missed yesterday, I'm telling you, if you missed the day before, Go to our website, Extra Digit Movement. That's our team website. You'll see replays. You click on replays, you can see yesterday, you can see the day before. And I'm just telling you all, man, we get double-digit returns. We are buying land with cash. We're purchasing cars with cash. We're traveling the world. I just told you, Gail and I've been to Africa twice, Northern Egypt and all the way down to Johannesburg. We have a team of people who can do what they want just because we're getting money out the way and we're basically living the legacy, not just leaving it. So the person that introduced you to this video is going to show you how it all ties together. That's not our aim tonight. Our aim tonight is to show you what happens if you don't learn these things and how capitalism will capitalize on you if you're not careful. Our aim tonight is to show you that you can become the bank. You can borrow money from yourself using what's called uninterrupted compound interest, borrow money from yourself, pay yourself back on your own terms, and the money acts as if you never touched the balance. These are things that wealthy people have been knowing forever, but we're taught to go to the bank, trust the person behind the counter, get a sucker, and walk out and hope your savings account grow all of a sudden overnight. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So listen, Gail, you rock as usual. How do you feel? Are you excited about your future? What do you think you're gonna be in the next 5 years?
Ryan, this is really surreal for me. It's such a blessing to even have met you. And, you know, so yes, my life is totally changed, and not a lot of people get to wake up every day and do whatever it is they want to do and sit beside you and educate others. So yeah, I'm just living the bucket list life.
Right. Well, guys,
I'm making more money.
That's it, man. Hey, listen, that's our 30 minutes of fame. We're going to see you guys tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow is Wednesday, so we got a double header. At 8:25, we're going to do an overview on this exact same Zoom. The password is cashflow. Where you are tonight, bring some people at 8:25. We're going to show you what Extra Digit and Make Wealth Real Financial. The overview is on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, 8:25 Eastern. Then we're going to follow it with this afterwards with our wealth worksheet number 4. It's called the number one asset. What is the number one asset that you can build in this country? And we're going to show you how to build it. So now that you know that these returns exist, let's show you where you can start getting them from. Tomorrow's worksheet is the number one asset. That'll be at 9:25. Our overview to tie everything together will be at 8:25. Those are Eastern time. So 2 events tomorrow. Bring everybody back. Gail, you rock. I appreciate it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night at 8:25 for the overview, 9:25 for the worksheet. Have a good night.
Please join me in welcome to the stage, Gail Andrews.
Wow. So, yeah, this is amazing. But, so, yeah, I have a testimony. I'm so excited about the MWR makeover and what it has done for me. So I am a little winded. I need to lose weight. I used to work at IRS, and for many years I was close to retirement, but you know how you've created this lifestyle. So I was making well over 6 figures, and it was like, I'm not going to retire because I have created this lifestyle. And so I said, I'm going to work for at least 7 more years so it won't hurt so bad. Yep, I said when my MWR money gets to a point where I'm not losing any income, then I'll retire. And I figured that would take about 7 years. Well, about 6 months later, my MWR income exceeded my expectations, and I was able to retire with no loss of income. So yeah, MWR is fire, and which is why I joined MWR. It wasn't about the services. I really didn't even know what they offered, but they had an amazing comp plan because I'm a winter, money motivated. So anyway, while I was making this money, I decided to use the services because they were there, they were free, they came with a membership. Submitted my credit reports, and I went from a 634 to an 813, which allowed me to refinance my home and got my interest rate from 2.75 to from 3.25 to 2.75, so that saved me thousands of dollars, brought a lot of money back into my household. I also submitted my bills, and they changed my debt sentence from what it was to 10 years earlier. So actually, 3 years from now, I'll be totally debt-free, including my mortgage. Yep. Then I took all of the additional income that was coming into my household, and Bill Shredder was fired too. I did all that. And then I was able to start investing. And so now I'm retired and I'm investing, have a private reserve account. And Brian talked about this yesterday, how you spend so much of your life working and it just becomes the norm. And so you can't even fathom anything outside of working. But when I retired, y'all, when I tell you, you don't have to get up to an alarm, there's no expectations, nobody depending on you. I'm like, thank you, Black Jesus. So it was amazing. But anyway, because of that, I was able to start a podcast. I was able to start a sticker brand, selling on Amazon. So now I'm bringing in more money, cash, asset, cash. Yes, it was all about that. So yeah, that's my keynote for today, and I appreciate the time. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Gail. That was absolutely awesome. Now we're going to hear from another tremendous leader in MWR that has done some special things. And just understand today, if you want to know how I built my business in the building era, man, I learned everybody's story, and I would just tell them over and over and over. So you guys, I clap for them, applaud for them, absolutely, but you should be taking notes so you know their story. So you can say, let me tell you what happened with this person. Let me tell you about this other person. And so now you're going to get to be able to say, let me tell you about this guy named Don Wilson. Don Wilson, come to the stage.
Thank you so much again for allowing me to be here and to share my testimony. So what my life has looked like to get to $750,000 in net worth. With the experts, right? Here's the deal, and here's how important this amazing program is. With the experts, they got us back $480 on our very next paycheck, which is $960 a month. So everybody in here went to school, right? They said 5 and above, we round up, right? So we'll call it $1,000 for even numbers. So it's a $12,000 increase that we brought back into our house. On our best year tax return, we got $3,500 back and thought we was Jay-Z and Beyonce. So the cash flow, $12,000 back, was absolutely life-changing. My wife and I then used the services. Her credit score went from a 660 to an 816. My credit score went from a 787 to an 834. During the pandemic, when everybody else was losing, we were able to refinance our mortgage and went from a 4.25 down to a 2.25, saved us $90,000 in interest. So we then took that cash flow, paid off every debt that we had, paid off student loans, paid off credit cards, paid off car notes, 60 months down to 13 months, paid it off in a year and a month. Talk about cash, asset, cash. We then took that cash, bought a rental property out in Cabo San Lucas that's now generating more cash for us. Talk about EDM, MWR, cash, asset, cash. I am now, honey, building your retirement home in Puerto Rico. And it's all because of everything that you guys have learned this weekend and the experts here and the amazing program will Make Wealth Real Financial. Thank you guys so much. God bless.
But you have to hear from this young lady because her story is incredible. But let's bring up two-star Nina Caldwell.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me tell you, before I joined MWR Financial, which was in October 2019, I was drowning in credit card debt, and I was living paycheck to paycheck. However, my brother introduced me to MWR Financial, and I started plugging in to the services they offered. The first thing I did was upload my two pay stubs and my taxes, and the MWR experts were able to get me $247 back into my household, my paycheck, every single pay period. That's $500 a month. As Don said, we're rounding up. So that's almost $500 a month. That's over $7,900 a year. Secondly, I went ahead and I checked into the debt elimination. And they devised a plan specifically for me, you guys, that allowed me to pay off my credit card debt to the tune of $50,000 in 14 months. That's freaking amazing. As a result, I then plugged into the credit restoration, and they were able to increase my credit score 156 points. I went from a 607 to a 776. After that, I was then able to plug into the wealth accumulation, and I now have a private reserve account. And so I'm growing my assets, and I also am now paying my daughter. Instead of giving her an allowance, I've now learned to put her on payroll. And because of that, she is now learning early about financial literacy. She's watching what I do, and she's able to do the presentations better than me. So this has been a win, win, win for my family. So thank you, MWR Financial.
I'm telling you, this is a feeding ground for learning how to talk to people about this business. Can you imagine you know how many people want to live her story? You guys didn't hear me. Do you know how many people in this country would love to live her story if they just knew? See, that's why we have to be bold and courageous to go out there and share the message. We can't be half-baked, milquetoast, soggy in the middle. You kind of want to think you want to maybe hear about what we do at MW. You got to let them know. This is what we have. So I love it. And the next person that's going to come to the stage, he does so many things here that helps us out. You heard him earlier when he talked about it and he did the great giveaway. So can we give it up to Mr. Ken Lawrence? Can you give it up to him?
How's everybody doing? Quick question. How many people in this room currently have a job? How many people in this room currently have a job but know that they're capable of doing something larger? I was that person. I had a traditional job in retail, had been doing retail for 17 years. Always knew that there was something out there bigger. Made good money because on top of having the retail job, I also had a business. But you know, you can have a lot of money and still be broke. That was me. So upon joining this business, the first thing I did was the same thing everybody else did, got the experts to look at my taxes. Quickly realized that there was $600 a month that I was missing in tax money. Okay, we got that money, jumped right into the credit restoration part of the program. Got my credit up 197 points, was able to refinance my home from a 4.6 to a 2.2. Insurance premiums plummeted. And now I'm looking, I have these two businesses, so now what can I do? Maybe I can start adding staff now, because currently I was doing everything myself. So when we talk about the business, guys, it's more than just the liquid assets. It's the ability to start gaining freedom because you're going to start getting that extra income. On top of that, I am now completely self-employed. I travel with MWR all around the country doing their uniform program for them. We also have contracts all over America with schools, state programs, organizations, and I am completely debt-free with the exception of my mortgage and my vehicle. But the one thing about this company, guys, that a lot of people don't get, and we talk about it so often, is that before you can see it on paper, you have to see it here. And I've told this gentleman this over the phone before, but I want to publicly thank Brian Bean for being the man that gave me a vision that was so big that it allowed me the opportunity to step out and do things I never thought I'd be able to do. You're looking at a guy that comes from very, very humble beginnings. And even though right now on paper I'm still successful, I'm just as humble now as I was then, but it's because of people like Brian, people like Charles, and people like all of you who have made this journey along with me. So for those of you who are not seeing what you want to see, get around people who are going to motivate you, people who are going to push and breathe life into you, and just keep pushing. I guarantee, guys, it's there. Thank you.